Hi, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's well. I'm just a couple minutes late. Um, things to do, things to do. Anyway, things are falling off everywhere. Excuse me for a second while I get set up here. Okay. Be right back. My tarot cards would work, would help. All right. I think I'm ready. So, thanks everyone for coming up today. So we're going to do a few changes with these lives. First thing is we're going to try and do Sunday nights with just mediumship, just past loved ones and whatnot. Because I'm finding it, we're going between general readings and past loved one readings and so forth, and it's just kind of a little bit flipping. But what I also like to do is, because I know some people do put stars in, and I can't see the stars. The thing is, because I can't see the stars, I kind of feel bad about it. So if you do post a star and I haven't read you in the last 6 months or so, then I will do a separate video for people who have posted stars and haven't paid or haven't got a reading in the next 6 months, and then you'll see it either later tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, so that's something I wanted to try new. Other than that, not much else going on. So as always, we have a YouTube. The YouTube channel is also connected right now. So for those of you in YouTube, if you like it, please like and subscribe. Here, if you like us, please follow us. I'm like the absent-minded professor, where I'm just like confused about everything. Anyway, let's see what we get. TTD. Okay. Let's go scroll back up here. Okay, so just flip here. Oh, so 6. Okay, so no, the first thing I'm getting off is, I'm hearing from your spirit guide. And your spirit guide's kind of pointing to things are going to be a change in the future, especially with a bit of stress on the left-hand side. I'm just kind of seeing that perhaps there's a little bit of money issues that are going to come up. Something that, if you're saving your money or, sorry, got medicine in my mouth, sorry. Anyway, even when I'm looking at the cards, I kind of see that it's time for you to save money. You may be moving, or you may have, you're going to buy something in the near future. But I just see at this point in time that money's going to be kind of put away, or you might find that you're going to have to deal with it in a different way to save your money. It doesn't mean that you're going to be poor, you're going to be out of money. It just means that you're going to feel a little tight as you're going to be trying to get this resolved. I also seen that after a while, you're going to get this nice little comfortable zone where not too many people are going to know you, and you're just going to be able to sit back and relax. And if you have kids, just kind of watching them and seeing them grow, type of thing. I just see kids around you for some reason. So if maybe you're a grandparent, um, but there's also going to be a phase now with you where you're going to realize that you're going to want to spend more time in taking care of yourself. Um, in the past lives, I see you being very, taking care of people, but also knowing how to take care of yourself. In the 1300s or so, I just kind of see you uh, learning how to choose which stuff is good for you, which stuff is not good for you, what will heal you, what won't. Um, Again, I just kind of get the feeling that you're going to be moving much more into that kind of calm phase. As, as soon as this money thing kind of settles down, you're going to move into a calm phase, and you'll be spending more time on helping yourself. So your spirit guide says you'll be using more of your spirituality too. But in the end, I just kind of feel that if it's a little up and down right now, but it's going to be moving into like a real calm area where things that happen won't affect you so bad. You'll be able to just smile and say, I've been through that. Anyway, so those for Just Lapierre. Next. Okay, Amanda Rails. So that's at 9:59. Okay, so from your niece. So I don't know how old she was when she passed now, but she's showing herself as being like a teenager, or sometimes they'll just show themselves when they're most comfortable. And the first thing she's kind of doing for me to tell you is that she's drawing it like a heart above her heart, just on her chest, and just kind of indicating that she loves you very much. I don't know if that's where the issue was or whatnot, but she's like, maybe she's very loving and like to spread her heart love everywhere. She wants you to know that she's the one that's making kind of odd noises in your place. She's trying to get your attention. So you might, hear, little knocks here or there, or maybe even see things, or not see things, but, discover things being moved. She wants you to know that she's with family. There's 13 of them on the other side that are kind of staring at you as you move around your place. But they're all there for protection, and they're all there to help you as you move forward. And the one thing I'm also hearing from her for you is that just to let people know that everything's okay. And she's also pointing to, I guess, to her mother, but she's saying that, she's pointing to the lady, says, she's grieving too hard. And she understands that it's hard to get rid of grieving. But at the same time, if she knows that she's okay, then perhaps then she'll smile again. And she's also saying that that she really kind of loves the aura you have. It's got a very strong, loving aura, and she likes going in it every once in a while. It's like she almost walks through you, but she loves touching it because it's such a beautiful color. don't know what it is. She's mentioned, but eating with you at table with. Just had it in my mind. No. Anyway. Porridge, oatmeal. Oatmeal's probably the right one. So I don't know if she ate when she was young with you or whatnot, but for some reason she seems to mention that. But again, she just wants you to know that everything's good and that, for people not to worry that, she kind of went off the deep side or something, but everything's good and she's happy and she's shining and wants to give all that energy to everybody in the family. And is, once people recognize that she's there for love. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, so Karen Killenbeck. Mm-hmm. 1424. Okay, so okay, I just lost my father. I'm not sure how long ago that was. Sometimes they don't come through if they've been recent. Okay, so I have this gentleman here, and he's with another lady that I believe it's his mother, which would be, I guess, your grandmother. Because the first thing you heard I hear him say is that he was crossed over by his mother, and he just wants you to know that he did hear you say goodbye. And he's very content. He says, even through the last few years that he had to deal with issues and health issues and whatnot, and not knowing what's going to happen to him or whatnot. But when he did cross over, it was very simple. His mother grabbed him and said, "Let's go for a party and a few drinks and celebrate the passing." But he wants you to know he's also come back to help the family as well. He says, he has been tapping you in the head, and you'll notice that by suddenly thinking of him for no apparent reason, as well as him touching you while you go to sleep. He did say goodbye to you the moment he passed, because either he visited you in a dream or you just kind of felt it, but he did come back and say goodbye, because he felt it would have been rude if he didn't say goodbye. But again, there's a lot of people he has to thank for helping him at the end, including all the other people that were involved, medical and so on and so forth. But I see him on the couch now laughing. It's like he has the freedom to joke and laugh now. And so he's also saying that, like most male spirits that I find in my experience, most males are the ones that do this, but you might find dimes being left over or dimes here and there. And that to me is just a symbol for men knowing that, letting you know that they're there. But he also says that he says that there's no need to keep all of his stuff either. He says, keep something that you cherish and let the other stuff go to other people. but he's going to be watching over everybody. He's still going to be in everybody's lives. He's still going to be whispering to them the things that they should do and things they shouldn't do. Because he's saying, in the near future, you're going to be okay with money. I'm assuming he's also mentioning the conflict within the family about his passing. So there might be some conflict there. But he says, there's going to be, everything will settle down. And, I say you don't need to be around people you don't like. So, family members you don't like, then you don't need to be around them. I don't know if there's a brother, because he mentions, a male beside you causing issues. But in the end, he says you just have to relax, take care, and everything will move into a place where it should go. But you'll be happy. He says you'll be successful. And he'll certainly guide you in that direction. If you want to talk to him in the forest. If you want to talk to him going by the water, and that's where he'll be. Anyway, I don't know if he was a fisherman or not, because I see him walking with a fishing pole. But maybe that's just him saying that I'll be by the water. And so as for Karen Killingbeck. Take care. Okay, so. Where are you? God, this jumps fast. Okay, Bob Smith, 1948. There you are. I don't, the first thing I'm kind of hearing from a lady that's around you is that over the next little while, you're going to have a increase of the heart, which means there's somebody that you're going to, either enjoy being around, or if you have a relationship, then maybe that's going to be increased. If you don't, there'll be a new one coming in. And this lady's kind of letting you know that, she says it's time for you to pick the path that you've been waiting to pick on. It's like you've been wanting to do a certain thing, but you haven't been able to do it either because of family or money or whatnot. She says, you have to start moving in that direction to either do it or work towards it, instead of just kind of thinking about it, but then forgetting about it. Because she knows that's of your heart. And if you do that, then you'll be happy. And she also says that there's certainly new children coming, which may be grandkids or, maybe somebody else in the family. But she's saying this because I see you holding a new child in your arm, in your hands, in your arm. And a lot of this is just a lot of things that's going to come and make you be happy about life. And certainly you seeking directions and where you want to go. She says, though, that the one thing she wants you to be careful of, though, is your health. Like look at what you're eating and whatnot. Bring down the sugars so that, you don't, she says, hurt yourself again. That's what she says. I don't know if anything else happened. But she's just saying, take care of yourself, because there's a lot of people that are around you that, love you and want you to stay around for a long time. Other than that, she says that few decisions to be made over the next little while, but it's all going to be good. She says, you're going to move into a place where you're happy and content. And that does mean a physical move. That could also be just a spiritual or a mental move. But she says, it's all good. We're watching over you. So, yeah. So take care. So that was for Bob Smith. Okay, so. Okay, so Laura Pearson. $23.48. Okay, so usually when you have spirits in a house like that and your kids can see it, it's generally they're usually family members. Especially kids, because they're more aware of spirituality than adults are, or their spirituality. So the first thing I'm getting from your spirit guide is telling me that the lady that's in your house, actually says there's 3 of them. So there's a lady in your house I feel is either mother or grandfather, because she's very connected to you maternally. And it's somebody that's there to protect the children, to guide them, to show them the wisdom of the spirituality side of things. And you may even, your kids may even feel them when in their rooms when, they're trying to sleep, or they may not want to sleep. There's also a young child in there that either you had a miscarriage or was a child that hasn't been born yet that likes to poke them every once in a while. And what you'll find your kids start to arguing about who's touched their stuff and whatnot. But they usually come around and just annoy the kids just because they like doing it. There's also definitely a grandfather that's in there. And he's a very protective grandfather, so he's watching over the place. And your spirit guide is saying that there's not a whole lot of things for you to be worried about it. He says he knows it's kind of annoying and perhaps you're afraid of it or whatnot, but he says there's not much there that is of any danger to you, because it's all family that's in there and just letting you know that you're being watched. But the young kid is probably the strongest, and that's the one that's going to be the most active. And you may, and I'm just hearing that you may be standing there in the couch, or sitting on the couch or just whatnot, and you may feel yourself being touched, and that would be this child. But no, your kids are very good mediums, so they'll be seeing them or feeling them. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, and it's certainly like a whole new. I don't know if somebody recently passed or not, but I just getting feeling that this is somebody that has passed as well recently. But like your spirit guide says, just release yourself from the fear, and there won't be anything there for you to be afraid of. So I'll leave you with that. That was for Laura Pearson. So, Avril Blake. $27.50. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting from again a spirit guide who's female and just letting me know that you've you've got a lot of psychic abilities and healing abilities, so you might feel yourself being drawn to that over the next little while. But I'm also feeling that you still have a grieving part of you. There's somebody that passed that you're still thinking of. Um, Somebody you keep thinking of all the time, and they just want to let you know you're there. But this whole new cycle of your life. It's like you've come to the end of a phase in life, which you might feel a bit of depression because it's kind of coming to an end. But there's a bit of excitement because the new stuff's starting, and this is on the spiritual side, which invokes it on the physical side. So it's just going to be a real desire for you to get into your creativity, which will be your spirituality, which means you may start to want to use it or learn it. There's even the possibility of a move coming your way, or a change in your household, which may mean people moving in, out, may have renovations or whatnot, but certainly a change for everything to be different. And it's all about this end of a phase and into a new phase, and you just wanting things to be different from the old phase. I'm also being told that there's a new addition to the family, not necessarily you, but within the family itself will also have an impact on you for you to be more loving. And certainly a strong connection to somebody around you that's going to increase, whether that be a relationship or somebody that, a good friend of yours, but somebody's going to get a lot closer to you that's from a past life. It's going to make you more confident that there's somebody around for you to talk to them about something. Somebody from a past life, and apologize for that. So again, somebody from past life, or somebody you may already know that it's from a past life, will step in and certainly put you in more, on a good path where you're able to look at things with much more of a logical viewpoint, rather than thinking of it negative right away. So anyway, so that's all I have for you. That's for Avery Blake. Okay, so as I continue, so any of you guys, are interested in a full read, we have money back guarantee and relatively good prices. So just check out our Facebook page or our website, whisperingsouls.ca. And we'll certainly be happy to accommodate you. As I mentioned earlier, if you do leave stars and I haven't read you in the past 6 months, then I'll be doing another video for those people, specifically for those people. And next, we're going to be moving the mediumship portions of these reads to next Sunday. So next Sunday will be just mediumships, and this Wednesdays will become just general reads and past lives and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of makes me focused on exactly what I'm doing, so I don't have to flip back and forth. Okay. I hope all that made sense. Yeah, I tend to babble every once in a while. Okay, let's move down to the people that are closer to me here. Mm-hmm. Okay, all you have to do is just message us on our Facebook page, or email us at whisperingsouls.ca@hotmail.com. Okay. So, Billy Joe Ellis. Mm-hmm. 3348. Mm-hmm. So when people ask me, why do I use cards when I'm doing mediumship, and it's just basically to let me know if I'm connected or not. As I pull the cards, I have this card that pops up, which is the grieving card, which just kind of lets me know that I am connected. Trying to learn not to use cards, but it's okay. 30 years of habit. Okay, so 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 I see a lady standing there and tapping her feet and with her arms crossed and kind of looking at you and saying, basically the words are you ready? Um, it seems to be a message for you. It's kind of time to move on and start doing things that you've been wanting to do for a long time. And now I just see her in pushing you in the back, saying, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's do it. Not in a negative way, obviously. She's got a big smile on her face, but it's just kind of feeling for me and her that from her that she just wants you to do things that are up for you. Especially the things that you've been wanting to achieve, or things you've wanted to perform. And she says it's just time to work towards that. She says you're working too much or focusing too much on other people, and trying to help other people deal with grievings and stuff like that. She says you haven't given yourself time to actually grieve yourself. So she just says that she's in the house, and she likes to annoy you in the house, moving things, and she might find things. It keeps showing me something about a bed that seems to get like you make it, or then there's like something sitting on it or whatever. It's just like she messes it up again. I don't know if that makes sense, but she also likes to sit beside you when you're trying to go to sleep, or lie beside you and go to sleep, and talking to you when you may have like a lot of conversations going in your head as you fall asleep. And then she meets you on the other side, and you guys go for trips and whatnot. But she also says, when it comes to arguments, you have to realize you're not always right. Even though you may think you are, but you're not always right. So take the time to think about the arguments and make sure that you are correct when you end them. Other than that, she says it's just time for you to let go of all the stress that's on your shoulder, take a great big sigh, and realize that you don't have to deal with anybody else's stuff. You have your own. And she's going to help you with that. So she just gives you a big kiss on the cheek here. And she just said, a big smile, and just says, Mom, I'm okay. Are you? And she just laughs and goes away. So I hope that helps in some way. So it's for Billy Joe Ellis. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Say Judy Kutchka. Okay. Whatever that is. Okay, 30, 38, 24. A bit of dyslexic here. I meant to write 24 and it wrote it as 42. And that's what happens when you have a stroke. All kinds of weird things happen. Anyway. So, see what kind of messages you get for you guys. Okay, so there's an older lady that's sitting there beside you guys, just kind of like just a little bit to the back of you. I think for Jody, this is grandmother to you and probably your mother's mother, or perhaps her grandmother and great mother. Anyway, there's an older lady that's behind you that's very much attached to the two of you. And the one thing I'm kind of getting from her is that that she wants you to know that even though when people pass, they don't abandon family, they're always around. And she says, we don't usually stop bitching about things you're doing. And Jody, she says, you need a little bit more cleaning in the house. You can't just hide things underneath couches and that. Couches need to be moved as well. But all in all, she wants you to know that, at least both of you, that she wants you to know that she's very grateful that the two of you were part of her life. And that she was very, very grateful that people helped her as she passed. She's holding a child that she says is somebody in the family that was either miscarriage or passed, the young child. And she wants everybody to know that she's taking care of all children that are coming and ones that have left. And she's also pointing to another child that says this is one that's coming. It's a boy. At least in spirit, it's a boy. And says this one will make everybody really happy. There's also going to be a sense as well of somebody in the family might start to get ill, or look at this, not basically ill, but slow down in life, and may need a bit of care. But all in all, she says it's not somebody's going to pass away right away. It might take a bit of time. There's also a man standing there who's part of the family. I can't identify him. Don't know if that's a father to you, Jody, or somebody to the side, but I'm not sure. But he's just waving and saying he's here as well and everything's good. But no, they're just kind of saying, both of you go out and you smile, you enjoy life, and just not to worry about, just make sure that you're safe for a while and that money-wise you're okay. And know that all the family members are watching over and protecting you wherever you are, especially when you're driving, you're drifting. And your mind drifts off, but they'll sit there and poke you when you need to wake up. But anyway, she's just showing the two of you in a picture, and I don't know what you guys look like, but she just stands there behind you and just gives you a great big hug for both of you to give you both energies. She says, you have to love family. You may not like them, but you have to love family. You don't have to be with them, but in the end, family still needs that love from the maternal side. Anyway, that's all I have for you. As for Jody Kutch, don't know how to say the last name, sorry. Jade, I don't do readings on cheating or relationships in that regard. Okay. Ow. Jeez. Got a sore finger. Hey, Rachel. We talked earlier. Okay. Oh, okay. So Rachel, Karen. Curran. Sorry, Curran. $44.25. Okay, so what I'm seeing from what your spirit guide is showing me is it feels like this set of grandparents that are kind of watching over you. So, grandfather seems to be very persistent, I guess to be the word is, at least in the way things should be done. And they're kind of showing you that they want you to watch over money, to make sure you're okay with money, especially the grandfather, because males usually deal with the money. And he's just kind of being very insistent that you watch the little things you spend on and things you shouldn't be spending on and things you don't need to spend on. Simply because he says, he just feels that money's going to get a little tight for you over the next year. Not that you don't have money, but, I guess raise of cost and all that kind of stuff. So, just be a little bit more picky on what you're spending stuff on. But certainly he says there's a whole bunch of family. There's 22 family members watching over you. Which is maybe why you'll notice one of your drawers just being slightly open and you have to close it all the time. You may blame somebody else for it, but that would be your grandfather. He likes to poke fun at you, or make jokes on you, not poke fun at you. He's also saying, that you're going to have an emotional victory. Says all this stuff that you've been very emotional about in the last year or so will be released. And that you're going to have the knowledge of the path. And what they mean by knowledge of the path is that you're going to be able to use your spirituality to look around and say, okay, I know where I need to go. I know what I need to do to get to where the path is happy. And he just says there's a few little changes you need to make and move into that happiness. And in the end, he says that you're going to, figure out that you're not in this world for focus on your path instead of everybody else's path. And once you find that your path and you're happy in that path, then you can help other people. So it says just don't think it's just that you are for everybody. You're not. You first, and then you can help. Then you can heal other people. But he says, family is good. Cherish family. But like they always say, if there's somebody you don't like, doesn't mean you have to be in the same room with them. Anyway, so he just says, I was happy to talk to you again, and then he's just going to leave. So, so that's all I have for you. Mm-hmm. So Jennifer And I'm sorry I cannot pronounce that last name. $48.29. Okay, so I don't know. The one that's standing in front that says it is your sibling is a male. So if it was a female that passed, it could have had a male spirit. Anyway, it's got a huge smile on their face. I'll just use the word there. And the first thing I'm hearing from this person is that, to let you know that everything's okay. They're at peace. And like most spirits, they like to sit beside you while you're watching TV and talk to you. And you may have a whole bunch of, you may have to repeat your TV show a few times because they're continuously talking. But he's also saying that like work with the conflicts that are around you and deal with things that are still kind of annoying to you. But again, he says he just wants he loves you very much, and he's hopefully he's helping you move forward with things. Just feel there's a negativity with somebody in there, and he's kind of pointing to this one person that he says you kind of need to take care of this. Again, they don't say a lot in public because they don't want private things to go out to public people, especially in this kind of a form. But it just feels like he's just kind of pointing over there and just like going, that one. Just things that he says you need to deal with. Other than that, he says, he sees new friends coming into you, new things happening, moving your way. So he sees you holding a child, but I'm not sure if it's your child or somebody else's child. A child for you to enjoy type of thing. And just being out and going, be happy. And he says, stay out of the house. You don't have to be afraid of people. Just go out, enjoy people, sit outside, put your feet in the grass. Make sure there's no dog poop out there. But he also wants you to know that, or tell family members that that he's around. He loves everybody. So I don't know if your mom or dad are passed or not, because he's not referring to them. And usually when they don't refer to them, it usually means they're strongly connected to them. So he just wants he is taking care of them. But it says let family members know that he's got his eye on them and he hasn't left them. He just wants. Even though they can't see him, he's still there, watching over them and talking to them, and make sure that they try to go the right way. Anyway, so he just big smile and waves at you and says, "I'll see you next time." Anyway, so that was for Jennifer Ross. Okay. Okay, Natasha Hanbury. Hmm. 5243. So, in talking to your spirit guide, he says the next little 6 months is going to be a bit of up and down for you. Um, I'm seeing like a success with money on one side, but if you're in a relationship, I see kind of a little bit ups and downs coming for the next 6 months. And to me, it's more about, the more money come in, you may have to spend more money, or you are spending more money. So it's just a feeling that you have to watch that balance. So whether that's promotion, or if you're with somebody who gets promotion, the household itself gets more money come in. So the warning is just to make sure that you don't spend more than what you normally spend. Because I see a heavy expense coming up in about a year and a half. Might be a new house, maybe, business, or might be, having to get a new vehicle or something. But there's a big chunk of money that needs to go out for something. It could be renovations too. So there's just going to be that argument and stress about money. Or even somebody may even ask you money, but it has to do a lot with money. In the end, though, there's a lot of your spiritual abilities are going to be opening up to help people. You're going to be much more aware of what's going on. Being aware is just simple. Listening to someone, get a body reaction to them saying, "Yeah, no, you're lying to me." So listen to how your body's reacting to things, how you're being pulled towards certain things and being repelled from certain things. And just again, using your spirituality to be able to guide you in places that will make you successful. There's also another female that's there, following your house or where you're living, anyways. She tends to stick more into the kitchen. So I just see her leaning up against like where your kitchen sink is, and just having a drink in her hand and just talking to people. But I think that's where when she was alive, visited people. So this lady just wants you to know that you're also being watched over by family members as well. I look at your aura and I see a lot of, yellow on one side, which I don't know if you're in learning mode or if you're going to learn something, because there's a lot of learning going on with you right now. Perhaps your spirituality, and certainly a lot of orange to me. That orange to me is passion, but there's a few little red spots. That means that there are certain things floating around you that that you're still thinking about in the past, that you're still angry at. And those are the things that they're referring to as you having to deal with and kind of pass on, so that you're not making yourself angry over something you have no control over. Things all humans do. All right. So the last one will be Tina Parama. So those of you guys, if you had left some stars at the end of the session tonight, I'll go look at who it was and check to see if I haven't read you in the last 6 months or so. And if you haven't, I will do a read on video for you that you'll be able to go and look at later. And just as a thank you for supporting the site. Anyway. So, Tina Parama. So, I'm listening to your spirit guide, who's a female. She's letting you know that she has you on a transitional period right now when it comes to spirituality, but as well as you yourself, and understanding that there are changes coming. And certainly, she wants you to take time to explore the world, perhaps go on trips, just go somewhere else where you're living, do a different town or whatnot, spend some time away. And she's just saying that there are certain places, certain things happening where you're living, not necessarily a house, but where, in that area that you lived most of your life, is that there are still a little bit of conflicts going on there and negativities and whatnot. So, she says best time for you right now is just go somewhere and just release all that stress, and so you're able to come back and not even really notice them anymore, but she says you're just being bombarded with stuff and just people demanding on you. I always say, women work 4.5 times more than men do, and on top of that, they have to deal with people's emotions and whatnot, and a lot of times, women do not get that in return. So it's kind of a build up where you get stress and stress and stress, and you wish somebody would be able to help you with that as you help other people. Oh, that was a long sentence. Anyway, so the message to you is find time to de-stress yourself rather than other people. Spiritually, she says you have you have 83 lives, which means you're an old soul. So be aware that people will come to you for advice, and limit your time for helping people as you need your energy for you. And again, she says you're a very loving soul and you really like to help people and whatnot, but just make sure you have time for yourself. As for health-wise, she's just basically saying there's not much to worry about, even though there's some little issues now. You'll be around for a long time, so you'll be able to see, like great grandkids and whatnot. So not to worry about your life. Just be aware that you're going to have old age syndrome type of injuries. Anyway, she'll keep talking to you to see if you until you understand. And spirit guides talk to us in our own voice, so listen to your mind, and you'll suddenly hear them. So that's all I have for you. Anyway, again, if you like what we do, please follow us or hit the subscribe button if you're from the YouTube live. And like I said, we're going to be changing the format. We're going to be moving the mediumships to another night, which will probably be Sunday night, or depending on what time we're going to set it at. And then this will become more the general / regular reads. Just gives me more time to deal with stuff. So anyway, so that's all I have for everybody. So take care, and I hope to see you next time. Yeah.